Getting started on YouTube can be very overwhelming with all of the channels out there and seeing creators who have hundreds of millions of views. How are you, as a new small creator, going to even make an impact and get your videos seen? Today I'm going to bring you 5 tips that I have learned over the last 6 months of starting a YouTube channel, as well as a bonus tip that I want you to consider in the development of making a YouTube channel, not just a hobby, but an actual side hustle that can start to produce income for you. The first thing that you need to think about when creating YouTube videos is your topic. It is important that you pick a topic that people are really interested in learning about. You may have great ideas and you may have quirky things that interest you, but if you pick a topic that is so obscure that no one is looking or searching for it, it doesn't matter how good the rest of the things we lay out in this video are going to be. The simple fact is, if no one's interested, they're not going to look for your video. So you need to find a topic that is relevant. It is something that you have some sense of knowledge about. You don't have to be the absolute foremost expert by any means, but you do need to have a reasonable understanding of the topic that you are talking about. Also, it helps if your topic on your channel is consistent. So you really want to be thinking of, what do you want your channel to be about and what are the most relevant topics? I would break your topics into 2 main groups that you want to be in. One is general search terms that you are providing answers for. Remember, YouTube is the second biggest search engine outside of Google. Many people go on YouTube to look for answers to their questions. So if you have a way to answer a question about some topic relevant to your niche on YouTube, that is a great type of topic that you can have. The other style of topic is just things that are catchy or interest grabbing, maybe something that brings a perspective a little different than other people. And we're going to dig into this a little bit more shortly. But you need to make sure that you have topics that are relevant to what people are actually wanting to see on YouTube. It doesn't matter how good everything else is about your video. If the topic isn't something people are interested in, your video is not going to get the views that you want. The second and third things I'm actually going to put as 2A and 2B, but they are 2 separate tips. Because people go back and forth. Well, what is more important? Is it the title or is it the thumbnail? And so we have our topic and then we have title and thumbnail. I'm going to say 2A and 2B because they work together. Okay, your thumbnail should continue to drive engagement, continue to drive intrigue towards what it is that your video is all about. And so it should give more information. It shouldn't repeat. A couple more tips about your thumbnail. I generally recommend 3 words or less in your thumbnail. Now, sometimes you may have to add a little bit more, but you really want to minimize the words, make them draw interest, but not have something that people to read. Because remember, a lot of times people's thumbnails, if they're looking on a mobile device, are going to be really, really small. So you want to have 2 or 3 big words. You also want to use words in your thumbnail that are not a part of your title. Okay, so again, that's why we call them 2A and 2B. They're both tips, but we need to make sure that our thumbnail and our title are working together. I would break most of your titles into 2 basic categories. One, again, is that search engine, but you can kind of be specific. So let's just say you were wanting to do a cooking channel and you just wanted to talk about baking a chicken. Okay, so how to bake a chicken. You could do that, but because how people are searching is getting longer with voice to text, you can be a little more specific. You could do something like how to bake a chicken in the oven using the broiler setting, okay? Or how to bake a chicken using butter to crisp the skin, okay? Those are the types of questions that now with longer search terms becoming more popular, you can be a little specific. Now, you don't want to be wordy just for adding words, but if you can kind of pick something that is both very reasonable for people to search, but specific enough that maybe you can provide a top search result where other people are doing more generic titles. So you want to kind of work to find that balance. The other type of title that I think is still very valuable, and I want you to listen carefully and not just click away here, is you want clickbaity titles, but you need to make sure that the content of your video follows through with the clickbait. So if I choose to title this 5 tips to improve your YouTube channel for beginners, that's fine as long as I provide at least 5 tips. And of course, I recommend going above and beyond. So in this case, we're gonna have 5 tips plus a bonus tip, right? So I wanna over deliver what I'm promising. And so if you want to make sure that you're doing a good clickbait title, just make sure that the content of the video follows through. It's okay to want people to click on your video. It's okay to have intrigue. It's okay to make people want to know. These 5 tips will help your YouTube channel blast off, okay? The other thing that you can do is sometimes you can start with a clickbaity title for your video for the first 1, 2, 3 weeks. And as soon as you see the viewing curve start to level off, then you can switch it from a clickbaity title to more of a search engine based title. So for example, if I was doing something like, I could say, use this AI tool to help generate good topics for your YouTube videos, okay? And you might do that. And then after that curve has come off, you could just follow up with a simple, how I use ChatGPT to generate good topics for my YouTube videos. You see, so you can start with one, and then once that's run its course, then change it to more of a search-based title. And so that's way you can get both the initial views and clicks for people wanting to learn something new. And then once that information is out there, then you can change the title without having to change anything else about it to be a little more specific to things that people might be searching. So your topic, your title, your thumbnail. The fourth thing, and this is really, really important in terms of building a brand for your channel, is your take. What is your unique perspective on things? You don't have to be wildly out of the ballpark here and create some sort of fake take that you don't really believe in. You don't need to create an argument for the sake of an argument, but you need to have something that is uniquely you. On this channel, we talk about gig delivery work and side hustles and developing small business and entrepreneurial stuff, but with a mindset of being service oriented. Many channels that are in this similar niche are all about being money oriented, how to maximize the dollars that you make. Now, we want to help you make money, but my unique take on a lot of topics that I cover here is how can we serve people the best in the midst of growing our business, in the midst of increasing our income, but not being a money focused so much as a service focused and full whole life health, okay? Our channel goal is to move 10,000 people from stupid broke to self-defined millionaires, from poor in every area of your life to rich in every area of your life. And so whereas some channels focus solely on dollars and cents, that's their unique niche, that's their unique take, I try to bring a significantly different spin where it's how can I serve the people that I come across each and every day as a small business owner, as a gig delivery worker, as an entrepreneur, as a YouTube creator. I'm looking for ways to build service into the videos that I take. So that's one way that I try to differentiate the content that I produce versus the content that other people in my niche also choose to produce. Okay, so your unique spin or perspective on things, your topic, that needs to be something that is of interest of people. Your title and your thumbnail, they work together to enhance your topic, to get people interested enough to actually make the click through. Then your take, once they get on your video, what is it that you're uniquely presenting to yourself? The last fifth area before we get to our one bonus area is timing. And there's a couple parts of timing. First of all, how long should your video be? And I would say it needs to be long enough to include all of the major important points that there doesn't need to be a follow-up video. Your video needs to be whole and complete in and of itself. Now, it may be a part of a series. However, your video does need to stand alone. If someone doesn't ever watch a video before or after, you need to give them all the context. Now, if you want to know more, then you build a catalog of videos that say you can direct people to this. So for example, this is a second video in my YouTube series. The first video was all about, is it too late to start on YouTube, or is there still an opportunity to get going? And so if you want to learn more about my take on is it too late to start on YouTube, you can watch that video. And I hope you do if you haven't seen that yet. However, this video needs to stand alone even if you never choose to watch that video, or even if you go back and watch that video at a later point in time. So your video needs to be complete, but it also needs to minimize anything extra that doesn't need to be in your video. So many times I'll watch videos and they're not just repeating the point over to reinforce it. They just kind of go rabbit trail, rabbit trail, rabbit trail. And they started talking about YouTube videos and now they're talking about roasting chickens in an oven, right? Because they get distracted by their own illustrations. Your video needs to be succinct, to the point, cover everything so it's a standalone video. But as soon as you know that you have covered everything, cut it off, nothing extra. Don't waste your viewers' time. And if you have more to say about a tangential topic, then you direct them and say, if you're interested in learning more about this, I'm gonna make you this video, or here's a link to that video below. But you need to make sure your videos stand alone, nothing missing, but nothing extra that's no longer needed. Another question regarding timing that people often ask is, when should I have my video go live? And I'm gonna answer this in two ways. Depending on the video, it either doesn't matter much at all or it matters significantly. Now, let me explain the difference. If you are making a search-based video that you're just simply trying to answer a question that people will be searching for, when you launch it doesn't really matter. And in fact, I would say the sooner the better, because there may be someone who's wanting that answer to that question today, now. And so as soon as you can get that up, that's probably a good time to think about it. However, if you are trying to make an entertainment-based video that you want or are aiming for virality, or if you have a topic that is super trendy, super on point, then you want to maximize the listing time of that video to line up when consumers of that content are most likely to be on YouTube. For this particular channel, I find that posting between 5 to 7 a.m. and 5 to 7 p.m. tend to be some of the times when my videos tend to get a lot of clicks right away, because I catch people who are just waking up and then I get to be at the top of their feed for the first couple hours of the day, because many people don't have videos that come out until closer to 9 or 10 a.m. So I may get 2, 3, 4 hours at the top of someone's subscription feed where I'm the first video and most likely to get a click through. Also, in the evenings, a lot of times I can put videos up, and as people are finishing up their shifts for the day, either their side hustle work or finishing up their gig delivery work for supper, when they come home and they're ready to relax, then my videos are there. It also took me a while to figure out the best time to do a live stream. And for me, I had tried doing live streams in the morning in the middle of kind of the workday, and I realized, well, my target audience was busy working during that period of time. So instead, I shifted it towards the end of the day. And so I moved from being 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. and it drastically changed the results. So you're gonna need to mess around with different times to see what works best for your niche, for the people that are your target audience, and schedule around them and what works best for them. The last question regarding timing is, how often should you be posting a video? I would recommend for anyone starting off to post one good quality long form video a week. Put everything into the one until you get a little more comfortable. Now, sometimes for creatives and artists, they might say, well, I'm not going to be able to create a brand new piece of art every week. I can't produce 52 new songs a year, right? But what you can do is you can take a pattern, like on the first week of the month, you post your new song. On the second week of the month, you tell the story behind the song. On the third week of the month, you maybe go through and make a lyric video of the same song. So the first week was just the regular song. By the third week, you're doing a lyric video. The fourth week, you maybe talk about some new project that you're working on and lead a teaser for the new song that's coming out the next week. And so if you do that, you can take one main piece of content and make multiple long form videos. And then if you want, you can also cut short form videos out of those long form videos to supplement your viewing on the in-between time throughout the rest of the week. If you are having any questions about this, you can reach out to us through our Patreon. There is a link in the description below, and we would love to hear from you, answer any more specific questions. We'll also dive into the weeds a little bit more on some of these, and maybe we'll spend a little more time on each of these points for future videos coming up. So make sure you subscribe to see more on how to grow and expand your YouTube channel. On to the bonus tip, and this is something that I really wish I had taken time to do when I first got started with my YouTube channel, is you need to think about the attendees. Okay, you need to think about how or what your eventual monetization strategy for your YouTube channel is going to be. Now, of course, if you're just making a YouTube channel as a hobby, then you don't have to think about this. But if you're actually looking to make this a side hustle, a income generating stream, then you need to think about the possible ways. And a lot of times people think about just getting monetized by YouTube and AdSense revenue, where you need the 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 watch hours, or to do memberships and super chats where you need the 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. But there are other ways of monetization, and we're not going to dig in too deep, but you can be thinking about things like affiliate marketing. You can be thinking about things like Patreon and memberships through that. You can be thinking through other affiliate programs that you have, network marketing. There are a whole bunch of different ways that you can start bringing in income. For my channel here, we have brought in some income through Patreon and through affiliate links using the Upside Gas app. By using these apps that I'm already using in my daily life and then reaching out to the people who want to support this channel, there are ways that they can financially support the channel before we've even achieved monetization on YouTube. Now, of course, we're still going for that, but I think a lot of times people think, well, wait till I'm monetized on YouTube and then I'll start thinking about income. I would encourage you to start putting together at least a theoretical pathway to monetization and to making sure that it is worth your time and you're building and growing towards an actual business model. These are some basic things that you can be thinking about. We'll just review them really quick. The topic, make sure it's something that people are genuinely interested in. The title and the thumbnail working together. Minimize the text in your thumbnail and make sure the two supplement each other. Your take, your unique perspective on whatever the niche is. The timing that you have, not too long, not too short, making sure that you're launching at times that work best for your audience. And then finally, your attendees strategy. What is your strategy for monetization in the future?